Yeah, it was obviously a big weekend for us. We came out and played really tough-minded early in the Christian game. Loved our approach and built a big lead, and then made a couple mistakes right in the last 20 seconds that really took the lead from maybe being in the mid-20s to 16. And you just had this sense that those are the kinds of mistakes you can't make on the road. And then we came out the second half and just couldn't get a shot to fall for those first 5 minutes. And we're a little impatient and maybe settled a little bit on some shots. And so before you know it, it's a single-digit game, and we had a dogfight. But I was really proud of the way the guys handled the adversity. We had foul trouble again, and we survived that. And when guys, after having to sit, came in and did a good job. And then obviously Connor carried the load offensively for us when we were struggling to just kind of help us get through that. And our defense has really grown and gotten to another level. So, and then we just executed a little better down the stretch than we have been, which has been a big point of emphasis in practice. And then Saturday was obviously a great win for us. We really played well throughout, and then again executed down the stretch and just were very tough-minded defensively and played with real purpose offensively to get high percentage shots down the stretch and made all our free throws and didn't turn the ball over the last 18 minutes or something of the game, which are obviously a great formula for success.
And then looking at the standings now, this weekend turns into a really big weekend. Talk about that.
Yeah, we're excited about the situation we're in. We got a lot of control over what we're doing. I think if we win these last three, we got a great shot at a home game in the first round of the RMAC tournament. And we just need minds to keep doing what they've been doing, and that'll help us out a lot. So, but what we're most excited about is just we're playing our best basketball of the season right now, and really defending. To hold a team like Regis to 35% shooting is a tremendous accomplishment. Something we wouldn't have been able to do a month ago or 2 months ago. So, and then we're figuring out some late game scenarios and really having an identity of how we're going to win games late, and then. We've continue to be efficient offensively. We're taking better care of the ball and handling some of the different game plans that we've seen, because they start to be repetitive here. People are searching for something to slow us down because we have been pretty efficient offensively all year. So, we're really peaking at the right time and confident, and we're excited about what's ahead.
Questions?
Yeah, Coach, a couple weeks ago you said that Regis loss was one of the worst in your 26 years of being a coach. To give them a taste of their own medicine, how nice was that?
Yeah, it's really more about us. I was just glad to see us. Honestly, probably the best moment of the game was when they missed that free throw. I think it was 11 seconds left. There was you could just kind of see, because the ball kind of came back towards our bench, you could just sort of see the look on guys' eyes like, we have to have that ball. And that sense of urgency is something that we didn't always have late games. It was kind of like, I hope this works out for us rather than I'm going to make this happen. So, honestly, that was the most rewarding thing, was that sense of urgency or purpose of just going out and winning the thing and going and making the plays you have to win the game. And we've had some painful moments, but out of that, anytime you've suffered through something difficult, it either breaks your spirit or makes you better. And so, if we'd won a couple of those close games earlier in the year, I think we'd be in a little better position. But I don't know that we'd be as good a team as we are right now. I think that's helped fortify who we are. And so you learn from all those experiences and move on.
Connor, could you compare your feelings between after the Regis loss and after you beat them?
Yeah, pretty simply, my head was down against Regis, and my hands were up after we beat Regis. So kind of that simple, is that kind of mindset. Your head's a little bit higher. I think mentally it was just a big thing, kind of a hurdle to get over that we haven't got over all year, some of these late game stuff. And, I think that was big just mentally, especially going into the, last couple weeks of the season here.
What was the team mindset going into that game?
Well, it was pretty, to kind of describe it, it was really businesslike. It was, the bus usually, it's a little bit of chatter, but it was dead silent. Everybody had their earphones in, ready to go to work. We knew what type of team Regis is, and we all knew that it was going to be a dogfight for 40 minutes. And there was runs that they made, and then we responded really well. There was a lot of times where we could have broke in the middle of the game, especially in the second half when they started off on a really good run, and we bounced back and made we swung it to our 7 points, a 7-point lead for us. So it was just a dogfight for sure. We're all ready for it.
So the way this team has progressed all season long, it's kind of, I know what the seniors were kind of hoping would happen,
Yeah.
but to have everything right in front of you, the last 3 home games of your career, knowing that we could get a fourth?
Yeah. No, I think all of us, we've had a senior kind of meeting here over in the hotel in Denver, and everything's right there in front of us, but we're just trying to take it day by day mostly. Coach has emphasized since the beginning of when we're out there on the fields doing conditioning and stuff like that, just to try to get better every day. And we're going to still keep that mindset. And, tomorrow's practice is huge just to get a little bit better. And then hopefully put Thursday together and then go see what we have Friday. And, I think our confidence right now is we're at a high level of confidence. So we're good. We're just going to try to keep it day by day. I think that was our kind of approach as a senior leaderships and all that stuff.
Another redemption day, game with Fort Lewis, because I know you guys, probably weren't thrilled. I mean, you played well, but it was one of those games where probably could have had that one too. Well,
we watched film and we didn't play well, but they made that, it's a big game for that, it's a big game for us. It's supposed to be a rivalry game and stuff like that, most of the guys really haven't felt that. I've kind of felt that for 4 years, but it's kind of a new kind of group here on both sides. There's a couple returning guys, but it's a lot of new guys, and so I think it's kind of like more of a kind of hype thing than anything else. But I think we'll be all right coming Friday. We'll be ready for them. I mean, I feel like we definitely need to play our best basketball to win, so it's not going to be an easy game, and we're ready to go show what we are now compared to a month ago or a month and a half or whatever it was.
Has it just been a progression with the improvement, or did something just kind of finally click?
Well, I think we went into that lull, like Coach has talked about with us. We kind of hit rock bottom when we got, Dixie at home. At home, 20-point plus loss with all your friends and family in the stands. That hurts, and I think, it was kind of a make or break type of from there. I mean, we could have easily just missed the playoff, be in the Adams situation where we're kind of just hoping and praying or shattering State's position. So we kind of turned a corner there, I think, as a team and mentally that this isn't the season we want. We're going to push forward, push through, and it showed. And, it comes back to just trying to get better every day at practice.
Hey, Coach, what are you seeing from the team execution-wise, being able to close out games late compared to maybe a month ago when you guys weren't able to close out those late games?
Yeah, I just think part of it is a point of emphasis. We were just trying to establish daily habits of how we go about our business, what we do, and how we play in our system, how we want to attack over the course of a game. And we really hadn't dealt much with late game situations just because you can only bite off so much at a time. And so, as the seasons progress, we've done more and more of that. And, some teams, the formula for success is different for every team. Some of our best free throw shooters aren't the guys that always would have their ball in the hands in late game situations in terms of handling pressure and some of that. So, we have to be a little creative in that regard. I do think the biggest difference is that we just got our defense to another level, and if you're getting stops, it gives you a lot more room for error at the offensive end, and that's certainly been the case over this last month. And just kind of going back to that Dixie State, that we sensed through those those back-to-back weekends on the road in January before that home weekend with Dixie State, was that we were having a slippage in our habits, and sometimes that just happens and you're not fully aware of it. And sometimes it's mental fatigue, sometimes it's physical fatigue, and it just takes, sometimes some setbacks to just kind of get everybody's focus back on, okay, this is not working. We gotta find another level. And that's really been the biggest deal, but we've also put a couple of plays in so that, we get Connor and the ball in the right situation at the right time. We get Tommy with the ball in the right situation at the right time to allow those guys to make plays. And they're certainly playmakers, and so we're fortunate to have them, and I think it gives us a great shot down the road.
And for Connor, have you felt, even with the team having a bunch of shooters and capable scorers, have you felt any sort of urgency, maybe not pressure, just urgency to score more, maybe late down the stretch to get the team into that playoff conversation?
No, not necessarily. I think our offense really just kind of exploits matchups at, certain situations, and we're lucky enough to have a team where, we've had, I don't know what the exact number is, but at least 5 guys over 20 points. Jess has put together a really good shooting night. Damon is more than capable to get 30 points. We have a bunch of guys that can go do it. It's just, where the matchup is and, where we get the ball on the court. And so, I've been lucky enough to to have a couple of those 20-point games, but I'm confident in the whole team to get 20 or whatever the night may be, whatever it takes to win.
Connor, I was talking to Coach after one of the games last weekend, and your ability to score with your off the wrong foot, leaning back, is it just something that you just kind of have figured out, this is how I can create?
Well, that's not the goal, but usually, it makes Coach a little bit happier too to see me coming out a balanced shot as well. But it's not really plan A. Usually at that point it's like plan C, and luckily a couple of them fall, so it makes it seem like I'm trying to do it. But sometimes it's just I know where the hoop is and I try to get it there and it goes in. So it's not something usually I practice. I kind of mess around after practice a couple times, but Coach Kyle and we've put together, we've worked out a bunch and off foot stuff. There's some stuff that is planned just to get an advantage over the defender, but some of the stuff is kind of just makeshift and you kind of just hope it goes in. But it goes in at a high clip for me, so that's fun.
Well, Coach said, early on we thought we really got to work on his footwork, and then finally decided, you know what, just let him go. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's worked.
Yeah. Some games.
Well, he's got an incredibly soft touch. This is the main thing. I mean, I don't know if I've ever coached anybody that has as soft a touch as he does, because he literally will be coming down instead of shooting on the way up, and it just lands so soft on the rim. It's unbelievable. And so, I have a real clear philosophy of what I think is the highest percentage shots in the game of basketball. And so we work within that framework, but there are exceptions to every rule. And I told Connor at the beginning of the year, I was like, listen, you got some exceptions in there. We'll figure that out. Just be patient with us, and we'll find our way together. And we found that balance of, I think, giving him the freedom to go be the scorer that he is. But he's also been a great teammate and worked really hard within the concept to trust his teammates, get everybody involved, and know that, we got a lot of different pieces that bring different strengths. And on any given night, we got, as he said, a lot of guys that can step up because depending how teams are defending us and what they're giving us, they have to give us something, and the group's done a good job sharing the ball and finding out what that is.